In the quaint town of Bellwood, nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, lived a little girl named Clara. Now, Clara wasn't your average 8-year-old. Oh no, while other kids her age were into dolls and tea parties, Clara's heart raced for mysteries and adventures. Her room was a testament to this, with walls adorned with maps, magnifying glasses, and an impressive collection of seashells, each whispering tales of distant lands. One sunny afternoon, a sense of unease had fallen over Bellwood. The usually cheerful atmosphere was replaced by hushed tones and worried whispers. The reason? Their beloved town clock had stopped working. For the past 3 days, the clock tower had remained ominously silent, its hands frozen at the stroke of noon. It was an unsettling change that had disrupted the rhythm of life in Bellwood. The town clock wasn't just a timekeeper. It was a part of their lives, a steady companion that chimed to mark the hours. But now its silence was deafening. The mayor, a portly man with a handlebar mustache, paced his office, his face creased with worry. He had called upon the best minds in town, the laborer renowned for his strengths and problem-solving skills, the cobbler famous for his patience and attention to detail, and even the baker whose nimble fingers could create pastries so intricate they looked like pieces of art. All had tried their hand at fixing the clock, but their efforts had been in vain. Meanwhile, 8-year-old Clara sipped her lemonade, her eyes gleaming with excitement. She loved puzzles, riddles, and mysteries, and the silent clock was a puzzle that she was determined to solve. As she listened to the townspeople's worried chatter, an idea sparked in her mind. She excused herself from the table and dashed to her room, her mind racing. Inside her room, amidst the clutter of maps and magnifying glasses, Clara delved into her most prized possession, a thick notebook filled with puzzles, riddles, and mysteries from the many books she had read. As she flipped through the pages, her eyes suddenly landed on a particular entry, a method for solving seemingly unsolvable problems. It spoke about approaching a problem from unconventional angles, looking beyond the obvious. This was exactly what Bellwood needed, a different perspective on the silent clock. With renewed determination, she put on her raincoat, grabbed her backpack, which always accompanied her on her adventures, and set off towards the clock tower. Her mother, a woman with eyes as warm as honey and a smile that could light up a room, watched her daughter leave. She knew Clara wasn't just going to sit idly while her town worried. As Clara climbed the winding hill leading to the clock tower, her thoughts raced. What if the clock wasn't broken? What if it was trying to tell them something? Reaching the foot of the tower, she took a deep breath, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and anticipation. Taking out the key from her bag, she fitted it into the lock and pushed open the heavy door. Squeak! Groan! The stairs creaked under her weight. The interior of the clock tower was a labyrinth of winding staircases and dimly lit chambers. The musty smell of aged wood and the faint echo of time resonated through the tower, enveloping Clara in its timeless embrace. Each step she took seemed to whisper secrets of days gone by, stories of the town etched in the very fabric of the tower. But 8-year-old Clara wasn't afraid. Instead, she felt a sense of wonder and excitement, a feeling that only an unsolved mystery could bring. With each turn, the silence of the tower intensified, amplifying the ticking of her own footsteps. Suddenly, a glint of light caught her eye. In the distance, she saw something unusual, a small panel in the wall that seemed out of place. She approached it cautiously, her eyes narrowed, trying to decipher its purpose. Clara was the innocence and curiosity that only a child could possess, reached out and pressed against the brick. To her surprise, the brick moved, revealing a small opening. Peering inside, she saw a set of keys, each one holding the promise of a secret unlocked. But there was something else, something that made Clara's heart race. Tucked beside the keys was a small notebook, its pages whispering tales of forgotten times. With trembling hands, she pulled out the notebook. Its leather cover was worn smooth with age, and as she opened it, the scent of aged paper filled her nostrils. The entries were written in a flowing script, each word a brushstroke painting a picture of a bygone era. The diary belonged to the watchmaker's daughter who had lived over 100 years ago. And as Clara read, she realized that the girl had a secret, a precious gift she wanted to surprise her father with. She had crafted a golden music box and ingeniously hidden it within the clock's gears, intending to reveal it on his birthday. However, fate had intervened, and the clock, with its intricate workings, had betrayed her secret. In a moment of panic, she had scribbled down her actions in the diary, inadvertently preserving her secret for future generations. But it wasn't just the diary that held secrets. As Clara scanned the room, she noticed something else, a small locked hatch hidden behind the intricate clockwork. With the diary in one hand and the key in the other, she made her way to the hatch. This must be the spot mentioned in the diary, she thought, her heart pounding with anticipation. As she inserted the key into the lock, a sudden creak echoed through the chamber, and the hatch slowly began to turn. With gentle movements, she opened the hatch, revealing a hollow space beneath. And there, nestled in the darkness, lay a golden music box. With trembling hands, she lifted the music box. Its surface was adorned with delicate engravings, and as she turned it over, she saw a small keyhole. The same key that opened the hatch, she realized, also fit into the music box. As she inserted the key and turned it, the music box sprang to life. A hauntingly beautiful melody filled the air, echoing through the silent tower. Suddenly, a loud click resonated through the tower, followed by a series of rhythmic clanks. Startled, Clara turned to see the clock's hands moving for the first time in days. They whirred back to life, resuming their timeless dance, marking the hours that had gone missing. As the music box played, Clara watched in awe as the gears turned, driven by an energy that seemed to surge from the music box itself. With a final flourish, the hand settled into place, and the clock struck noon, filling the air with its resonant chime. At that moment, Clara understood. The music box hadn't just been a gift. It had become an integral part of the clock's mechanism, keeping time along with its rhythmic tunes. The diary and the music box were more than just relics of the past. They were a testament to the enduring spirit of creativity and love that had once thrived within these very walls. News of the music box spread like wildfire through Bellwood, drawing people from far and wide to witness the clock's revival. They gathered around the tower, their faces a mixture of disbelief and joy as they watched the hands move, marking the time with newfound appreciation. That evening, as the sky blazed with hues of orange and purple, Clara stood before the townspeople. Her voice, though small, rang with clarity as she shared her discoveries. She spoke of the watchmaker's daughter, her secret gift, and the role the music box played in reviving the town's beloved clock. The townspeople erupted into applause, their cheers echoing through the streets of Bellwood. For them, the clock's revival symbolized more than just the return of a timekeeper. It represented the restoration of a community spirit, a unity forged in the face of adversity. From that day forward, the music box became an integral part of the Clocktower's legend. Visitors and locals alike would gather to listen to its haunting melody, each note a reminder of the bravery and ingenuity that had brought the clock back to life. And as for Clara, her thirst for adventure and mysteries only grew stronger. With each passing day, she explored new corners of her town and beyond, forever seeking the thrill of the unknown. The quiet town of Bellwood was never truly silent again. Every day at noon, the bell rang out, clear and strong, its chimes mingling with the haunting tune of the music box. And as long as its melody echoed through the town, the memory of the brave little girl who revived it would live on.